Good morning, everyone. This is Iosif, analyst at IronFX, bringing you the morning comment for the 31st of January. All eyes on the Fed. No change is expected in the policy rate from the 30th to 31st January FOMC meeting. Currently, the market seems to have priced in the probability of the FOMC to remain on hold at 95% as implied by the Fed funds futures. Thus, market focus is expected to shift to the accompanying statement. We see the case for an upbeat assessment of the economy, despite the recent slowdown of the GDP growth rate. It could be the case that a more hawkish tone will dominate the statement in order for the Fed to accommodate a possible rate hike in March. At this point, please be advised that the Fed funds futures currently imply a probability of 82% for a rate hike in March. Overall, the US dollar could strengthen, especially should the tone support the forward guidance of 3 rate hikes in 2018. Finally, please note that this will be Chair Yellen's last FOMC meeting. Also, a number of the FOMC members will change as part of the Fed's rotating system. It could be the case that the FOMC will have a more hawkish tone from now on as a result of that switch. The euro-dollar moved in a sideways manner yesterday, staying well within the range set by the 1.2355 support line and the 1.2495 resistance line. The pair could continue to trade in a sideways manner over the short term. However, there could be some selling pressures as the US dollar may strengthen with the release of various financial data and the FOMC rate decision. Also, the euro side of the pair could weaken as financial data due out today could weaken the euro. Should the pair come under selling interest, we could see it breaking the 1.2355 support level and aim for the 1.2230 support barrier. Should it come under buying interest, we could see it breaking the 1.2495 resistance line and aim for the 1.26 resistance hurdle. Another news is Brexit going to hurt the UK economy. A report prepared by the UK government showing that the UK economy will be hit in any Brexit scenario leaked yesterday. Government ministers tried to play down the importance of the report, however, media persisted on the issue. The issue seems to be confirmed as UK banks may have limited access to the EU single market after Brexit, as reported by various media sources, hence confirming EU's chief Brexit negotiator Barnier's recent statement. On the inner political front, Theresa may be facing a small rebellion within the Tory party. 48 votes are required to trigger a leadership contest within the Tory party. These should not be good news about the GBP, as political instability may increase, and should the negative headlines continue, the British pound could be weakened. In contrast to yesterday's forecast for a bearish market, cable posted some gains, testing the 1.4175 resistance line. We see the case for cable to trade in a sideways manner. Despite yesterday's rise, we see the case for the pair to enter a slightly bearish market, as the greenback side of the pair may strengthen by today's fundamentals and financial data. Should the bulls take the reins of the pair's direction, we could see it breaking the 1.4175 resistance level and test the 1.4325 resistance barrier. Should the bears have the upper hand, we could see the pair breaking the 1.4040 support line and hover slightly below it. As for today's other economic highlights, during the European morning we get France's preliminary CPI rate for January, Germany's unemployment rate for January, Eurozone's preliminary inflation rate for January, as well as Eurozone's unemployment rate for December. We see the case for the negative effect of the inflation slowdown of both France and the Eurozone to overshadow any positive impact of the German and Eurozone unemployment rates release. Later on, we get Canada's GDP data for November and the US ADP national employment indicators, which could support the greenback. Also, we get the US crude oil inventories figure, which is expected to carry a positive sign for the first time in a long period. Last but not least, as mentioned in the analysis, before we get the FOMC's interest rate decision. As for speakers, Riksbank's Governor Ingves speaks. For more information, please read the full comment on ironfx.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Iosif, analyst at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.